Assalamu alaikum and hello everybody. I hope you're all doing really well. So welcome to my latest video, which is a winter meal prep one. In this video, I prepare a load of meals and snacks that I can freeze so that when the kids have their school holidays, we've got lots of food prepared and I don't have to be stuck in the kitchen when I could be having lots of fun with the family, either going on some nice outings or watching some nice movies or whatever else we plan to get up to over the winter or Christmas holidays. So the first thing I did was to cut and slice a load of onions for some curry bases that I was going to make. So this is something that I do quite regularly in my meal prep. I'll prepare the basic curry sauce and then I can just use that for different curries. So for example, if I'm making a chicken curry, I'll get a packet of the curry base that I've made and then just add the chicken to it. Or if I'm making a veg one, just some veg or lamb. You get the idea. So I've sliced the onions, added them to a large pan with some oil, and then I cooked the onions until they're soft. While the onions were cooking, I sliced a load of tomatoes. And then added them to the pan. And then I'll cook the onions and tomatoes on a medium-ish heat until they're nice and soft and the oil has separated from the mixture. So you'll see like oily bits at the bottom of the pan, if that makes sense. Next, I added in some garlic and ginger paste, salt and lots of spices. By the way, I'll list all the ingredients in the description for you. Once the curry sauce is ready, I'll remove it from the heat, allow it to cool and then transfer it to some freezer bags. Adding the curry sauce to bags takes up less space in the freezer compared to if I use containers. The next thing I did in my meal prep was to cut up some chicken thighs. I got rid of the fat and then cut the chicken thighs into small pieces. We had a load of salt and vinegar crisps. We'll buy multi-packs of crisps and the kids don't eat the salt and vinegar ones. So they're always left over and then I don't know what to do with them, but I thought I'd use them to coat the chicken. I've done it before and it's been very nice. So I thought, go on, let's do that again and make use of the leftover crisps. Waste not, want not, as they say. So I crushed the crisps in the chopper. Coated the chicken thighs. So I've got some plain flour, I've got some egg that I've lightly whisked and the crisp coating, and then I've lined a tray with some greaseproof paper. So all I'm doing is coating the chicken thigh pieces in the plain flour, dipping them in the egg, then coating them in the crisps and adding them to the tray. So once I'd coated all the chicken pieces, I put them into the freezer and left them for a couple of hours, and then transferred them to a freezer bag to avoid the chicken pieces sticking together. These are a wonderful snack and they can be air fried and taste delicious. So I used up half of the chicken thighs with the crisp coating. I had half left. With the other half of the chicken, I cooked it in a pan with some seasoning. Added some sweet corn and soft cheese. Give it a good old mix. And then made some pasties. I had a sheet of puff pastry. And just shaped it into these triangle pasties. Once I'd prepared the pasties, I put them on a tray and froze them like that for a few hours, and then transferred them to a freezer bag, again to avoid sticking. On the day you want to bake them, you can just stick them in the oven, spray a bit of oil on the top, or some egg wash or milk, or you can air fry them as well. They're just a very useful snack to have in the house for when your kids or yourself are a little bit hungry. I had some spare mixture, so I'll put that in the fridge. You can easily make a sandwich with that. Next up, we've got some chicken drumsticks. So I added spices and salt to a large mixing bowl, some garlic and ginger paste, lemon juice, mix that all together. And then I added slits to some chicken drumsticks. Coated the chicken in the marinade. I added the chicken drumsticks to a large bag and then put it in the freezer to use on another day. So I continued my meal prep the following day. I was making some breakfast muffins to freeze. So I've got some eggs in a mixing bowl. I've got 8 eggs. Add them to a mixing bowl and just whisk them with some salt and pepper. And then I've got a large baking dish, sprayed it with some oil, poured the eggs in, and then baked that. Sliced it into 8. To the muffins, I added some spread, cheese slice, the egg, and some salami. And there's all the breakfast muffins ready. I froze some of them and then air fried a couple for breakfast. Why not? And next up, we've got some keema mixture, mincemeat mixture for some spring rolls. Can't do meal prep without some spring rolls, can we? So I'm boiling a load of veg. Once it's boiled, drain it and set it aside. And then I'm chopping some onions. I've cooked the mince, add the onions to the mince, and then I processed the veg. I thought I'll hide it in the mince. The kids will never know. The kids actually don't mind the veg, but I thought it'd be nicer just to kind of disguise it. I don't know why. I just felt like disguising the veg. Don't mind me, guys. I don't know what I'm on about half the time. So I added some salt, spices, garlic and ginger paste, lemon juice. Give that all a lovely mix. And it was nice and ready to use in our spring rolls. So I was just making a paste with some plain flour and water. And then I've got some spring roll pastry sheets, the paste or glue and the mincemeat, and I just go ahead and go for it. So I made 30 spring rolls. And then I froze them. Next up, we've got some chicken mince for kebabs. So I made some chicken kebabs. Salt, spices, got the chicken mix, some plain flour, mix it all together. Really simple. The spoon just wasn't doing it, so I had to go in with my hand. And then I just shaped the kebabs, put them onto some baking paper, layered them up, and again I froze them for a couple of hours and then transferred them to some freezer bags so they wouldn't stick together. Again, no sticking together allowed here. The final meal that I prepared was a veg lasagna, and this was really delicious, something that's right up my street, mashallah. The kids and Akil, not a huge fan of veg, just veg stuff, but I love it. So I've got a load of veg. I'm just peeling and preparing it and then chopping it in the chopper. Got some nice lovely winter veg in there. I've got some carrots, sweet potato, aubergines. Not necessarily winter ones, but they felt a bit wintry. So I've added the veg to a pan and I just cook it until it all sweats out, or whatever you call it, releases all its waters and turned into mush really. So I cooked that on a medium heat for about, I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, until it looked like that. I added in some baby spinach and some passata and a little bit of seasoning, mixed it all together. And then I made a white sauce with some butter, plain flour and some milk. So once the veg and the white sauce is ready, layer up your lasagna. I was all out of lasagna sheets, so I used some tortilla wraps, which are great. They work great. If you've never tried them in a lasagna, try them. You won't regret it. I doubt you will regret it. So I'm just layering up the lasagna. And then topping with a generous layer of cheese. We actually had it for dinner that night, otherwise I would have frozen it. Frozen would be fine. What I'd do is freeze it, take it out, put it in the oven, and it tastes just wonderful, I'm sure. Served it up and enjoyed it. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some ideas. Enjoy a lovely winter holiday with your loved ones, and inshallah I'll see you really soon. Take care. Salam. Bye.